I've recorded this video a few times, but I think a full day after is the best time to record it. You know, I've had a day to sit with it, think about it, and talk. And the first thing I want to say is the Colts got away with some penalties, but so did the Ravens. And I wish the referees did not interfere with the game as much as they did, but they just definitely did. You know? And my dream as being a sports broadcaster, I realized yesterday when I went super crazy, is that I really can't be a Colts or Cubs commentator because I'm extremely biased. Unless, of course, I ended up on Colts radio or the Cubs radio or Cubs TV broadcast. Probably just going to want to be a Pacers guy if I was... could do basketball because I'm just a Pacers guy. I digress. My point is, let's talk about what went down. First of all, still the tackle leader. I didn't actually check, but he came in with 30, left with 45 tackles. Zaire Franklin is a beast, and I will go down on this every week because I still don't think he gets the respect he deserves. Zaire Franklin is incredible. Tackles are not a stat that's respected as much anymore, but you definitely see the impact of them when he makes them in big moments, in clutch moments. And the guy who also did it in clutch moments at linebacker was E.J. Speed. Shaq hasn't had a big game yet, Shaq Leonard. But just seeing him on the field and knowing his energy's there, I think is huge. This defense brings pressure. E.J. Speed had a lot of great fourth down stops. Now, there were some negatives on the defense. Again, penalties that should have been called. Meaning, next game, you must clean those penalties up. You're going against Matthew Stafford in a veteran offense with Cooper Kupp out there, who I think might be ready next week. It's going to be a good one. But it'll also be the final game the Colts have without JT or Jelani Woods. At least Jelani Woods. We don't know about JT yet, but I have a pretty good feeling. Okay? The next thing to break down is the run D on Lamar was terrible. The run protection, like against running QBs last year, was pretty alright. As all run defense, but the Ravens just ran through, right? But really that passing defense, shockingly, the one thing I mentioned in that preview video is I didn't think the passing defense would be amazing. But this guy right here, and I don't think you guys can read it, maybe you can, says Brents, Juju Brents. Signed that at training camp, and I was really excited, right? Hometown guy came in his second series ever played in the NFL, got a forced fumble. He is amazing. He had 5 tackles. He was targeted 5 times as well, which he only allowed 3 completions. And on those 3 completions, there was only 18 yards. Guy's an absolute dog. Kenny Moore also played good again, which I knew he would. And really just overall, the defense is amazing. Let's go to the offensive side of the ball. Alec Pierce, still waiting for that game from him. He dropped a really important ball late in the fourth, but he made up for it in overtime, had a really good catch in overtime. I didn't love the play calling from Shane in overtime. I liked it most of the game, and I thought it was really good. In late game, it was definitely really good. Once that defense was worn out, just run with Zach Moss. Up the gut, up the gut, up the gut. I like that. Minshew made some mistakes, which made me double down on my take of AR being the starter, but Minshew did enough to win this game. So am I mad at Minshew? No. Do I think that if those defensive penalties and other things would have been called, Minshew would have won this game? No. So would have loved more from him. And, of course, Pittman Jr. got an incredible catch over 2 Baltimore defenders, which he did it over 2 on Monday night 2 years ago. So it's kind of becoming a habit that he just likes to moss Ravens. And it's just really good to see him solidify himself as wide receiver 1. Because, again, if he's not wide receiver 1 of the Colts, then I don't know what is or who is. For example, keep feeding that man the ball. He's a beast. He gets plays done. He's good at the screen pass, too. I loved him all over the field. AR should come back next week. That's going to affect the game in an entirely new way. But offense side of the ball, some struggles. But that defense was amazing. And one more thing. 4 minutes into the video, you think this is the time to mention it. 4 for 4 from 50 yards. 5 from 5 overall. Didn't miss the extra point either, so really 6 for 6. Didn't miss a single field goal. The leg of legend, Matt Gay. And you think I'd be talking about Justin Tucker right now, because that's the guy they're playing against. The greatest of greatest kickers, right? A guy who's automatic and doesn't miss. But for some reason, the football, world was flipped upside down. Justin Tucker missed the game winner in the fourth quarter, and Matt Gay went on to make a game winner in overtime. By the way, in overtime, that the Colts kept having to stop Baltimore. It was a thing where they had to keep stopping them from just getting a field goal. The team played great, but they're going to have to play greater because, again, those mistakes and those penalties will be called. You get away with them one game. That's really good that we got away with them. You can't get away twice. So, great game overall. Go Colts for the shoe. Let's go.